Chronicles of Teddy, Harmony of Exidus, previously known as Finding Teddy 2 before the developer changed its name in a patch for some reason, is the sequel to the original Finding Teddy. Chronicles of Teddy has no story or gameplay relations to its first iteration other than some thematics. This is an indie game that went way under the radar between 2015 until probably forever. I personally picked up this game on a flash sale on the PlayStation Network. To sum up what kind of game Chronicles of Teddy is, I'd equate it to a more modernized version of Zelda 2 with a Metroidvania-style exploration design. It sports a very basic upgrade system, musically influenced mechanics, and minimalistic storytelling. Sounds amazing, right? Well, let me fill your thirsty little brains with what exactly I think is so great and oh so wrong about Chronicles of Teddy. Let me start with the good and probably the absolute best thing about this game, the art. The pixel art in this game is top of the line. You can tell each world has great artistic composition with strong themes. The sprites have great movement, primarily the main character. Her movements carry momentum, and she contrasts well with the vibrant backgrounds. The game commonly uses extreme zoom-ins and zoom-outs to show scale. In most cases, it works really well. Enemy sprites are decent, including a few cool bosses, but their creativity lacks a bit in variety. The art draws you in, and for the most part keeps you going. And then, the frustration strikes. Where Chronicles of Teddy lacks is in game design, and for a video game, that's a pretty big misstep. The combat elements on the player side are fine. The Zelda 2 style shield and sword combat translates well, but that's where it ends. The hitbox and hurtboxes are a mess. Commonly, you will get hit while you thought you were safe and whiff a hit when you were sure you would hit. This also becomes really frustrating when you throw in the fact that when you get hit, you have extremely short invincibility, allowing you to easily get cheesed by poorly placed foes. Occasionally, you will get hit while walking through a door, suffering a blow from a projectile that you cannot dodge due to having no control over your character during the animation until it's completely finished. Add in the fact that bosses commonly glitch and have randomly generated patterns that may leave you waiting long periods of time before you even have a chance to strike back. The game boasts a 20-plus hour story, but it's a bit of a lie. Yes, the game is long for an indie game, but the way that they stretch the gameplay is infuriating. This game could use a healthy dose of less is more. Backtracking is the name of the game in this title, with no quick travel system, and when suffering a death, it will put you miles away from your destination, and you will find yourself traveling back and forth across the same map over and over again. The amount of backtracking is so absurd. The special powers you get are poorly spaced through the game, and you will rarely find new areas to explore. A game like Metroid allows constant reward in backtracking, but Chronicles of Teddy just wastes your time. For example, by the time you get the ability to open up areas blocked by rocks, the game is nearly over. But not everything is a slog. You have an item called the Musicom, and it allows you to play notes you find during your journey. All the inhabitants of the world speak in musical tones, and once you hear them, you can play the Musicom to speak with NPCs or solve riddles. Even translate text to solve dungeon puzzles. Sometimes it's a bit cryptic, but it gives you that retro NES era puzzle solving feel, and I quite like that. You can also use the Musicom to unlock secrets if you hear musical notes echoing nearby. You can repeat them back, and with the proper notes, you unveil secrets. Sadly, the secrets are rarely exciting and lead you on long side quests, and usually they're to get something like the best equipment, and honestly, you don't really need it. With all the musical influences, it's kind of funny to note that the actual music of the game is just okay. Nothing awesome, but not bad. For a small team of indie developers, Chronicles of Teddy is a great accomplishment. I think if they clean up what makes the game fun and not necessarily large, future entries could be award-winning indie titles. That being said, the artists have a bright future in video games and should stick to it. Although I put in the time to clear the game, I would not recommend this game overall. It's fun, yes, but it really can be grating at times. If you're a huge Zelda 2 fan with a lot of patience like myself, I'd say go for it. But otherwise, if you're in an indie mood, go play Shantae, Shovel Knight, or Momodora. There are plenty of great indie titles for you to choose from.